We would like to welcome back our guest, Attorney David Wedemeyer of O'Grady & Wedemeyer, which focuses practice on residential real estate. Today he will talk about who qualifies for a short sale. Welcome, David.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
Hey, David, we are actually getting a lot of calls about who qualifies to do a short sale. Is there a box that someone has to fit in, or how does that work?
To a certain extent, yes, but each transaction, each short sale, and each person are unique. They have their own set of factors, their own income, their own assets, their own lender. So each one has to be qualified on an individual basis. But it's actually kind of funny because I was on the way down here speaking with a former colleague of mine, and she's curious on what she can do with their home. She recently lost her job. Her and her husband took a bunch of money out of the home during the big boom. She's got a big second on it, and the home is underwater. There's a little bit that can go towards the second, but her husband still makes good money, and she was wondering what her options are. Can I settle out the second? They went through the HARP and modded out their first one, but a wide range of people can qualify. It doesn't necessarily mean to have a short sale candidate qualify. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to, both people on the note have to lose their job and then get a divorce and then one relocates out of state. I mean, those are obviously circumstances which we'll talk about probably a little bit in terms of hardship, but each individual's circumstances are going to be different and need to be taken into account on their own basis. Like, we've helped individuals out who have $1 million in their checking account. Obviously, their circumstances at closing where they're a little bit different than somebody who is, on government assistance or things like that, or hasn't made a payment because they don't have any income. But just because you're still employed, or you're still making a little bit of money, or there isn't a divorce or a death or relocation, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't qualify. It's important to talk to people who have experience to give you that insight.
So you don't actually have to lose a job or get a divorce or anything like that. It's
not necessarily. I mean, if there's a reduction in household income, there's certain hardships that are articulated in the forms that you submit with it. Obviously, relocation, divorce, death, reduction in household income, things like that. But let's put it like this: if you can still, maybe you can still make the mortgage payment, but you're going by the skin of your teeth, maybe the bank will see it, your way, depending upon who represents you in the short sale transaction.
So what are you seeing mostly now? Is it people that just can't afford it, or
Well, a lot of people right now are coming to terms with the fact that even we have a little bit of upswing in the Nevada market because inventory is so low, right? There's just no homes to sell. A lot of people are coming to terms with the fact that, my home has crept up a little bit, now it's going to go down again. What do? I really got to make a decision. I'm sick and tired of making these big payments. And a lot of it kind of comes from peer pressure too. I talk to people who say, my neighbor across the street sold their home 2 years ago, now they're in the home down the street again. Not necessarily the same home, obviously arm's length transaction, but at significantly less than what the people are calling in or paying on their mortgage. So it's one where they're coming to terms with, my home isn't going to be worth what it was. The bubble burst, the boom's done. Maybe I should get out from underneath this.
Well, and that's a point that I think people need to take away is, if you're in a situation where there's a probable or possible short sale or foreclosure down the road, take action now. The longer you wait, obviously the tax benefits for this year, so there's a lot of things involved there that really, I think you agree that people need to do it now.
Yeah, there's no reason to wait if you're really considering it. Talk to realtors, attorneys, professionals, other people who have done it, and it's not the most. It's a little bit of a stressful process for the seller. Generally speaking, like our firm and the individuals who work there, we've done about 2,200. So the volume has turned way down for us. It's somewhat of a stressful process, but we can help you get through it, and you'll come out basically clean as a whistle.
Yeah, are you noticing more of the banks actually now sending out the notice of defaults and the notice of sales?
Those have crept up. That's a good point. Sorry I didn't really answer your question. But yeah, it's important to start now, obviously, because what Mark mentioned earlier about the tax benefit, that expires at the end of this year. It's been extended 3 times. you don't know. You're gambling if they're going to extend it. So that all that debt forgiveness is treated as income that you're liable for unless you close this year, obviously based on certain parameters. But also, the foreclosure machine has started up again. And there's proposed legislation that would make it easier for banks to foreclose on your home. So if you're considering getting out from underneath it, do it now. It's a process that takes a little bit of time. There might need to be some upfront structuring done, which could add additional time to it. But just think the average is right in there 4 to 6 months, depending on who you go to. If it's somebody who's experienced or somebody who's just jumping into the market, it's important to take action now, because if you're looking at June, July, you're really testing that fine line if it's going to close before the end of the year. And believe me, we had clients at the end of the year who were pulling their hair out trying to make sure their deal's closed.
Right, and when the laws change, there is no grandfathered in or anything like that. Once that changes, that's it. You're under the new law, period.
That's it. There's a group up in Carson City right now. Basically, there was a foreclosure law that was amended that made it more difficult for banks to foreclose. Now that group is trying to unwind that whole deal, basically because it's for market decisions in terms of the housing market. Let it correct, let the banks get the inventory and things like that. But that's a whole nother topic. That being for another time.
Perfect. David, thank you so much for being here. We at 048 Realty have a network of experienced attorneys who will represent you throughout the short sale process at no charge to you. And I repeat, no charge to you. We believe our clients should be represented by a team of seasoned professionals who can protect their rights, help them understand the short sale process, and avoid potential pitfalls.
Keeping or buying a home in Las Vegas is no longer an easy task. You need someone who has local experience, integrity, and dedication to help you. 048 Realty has helped Las Vegas families in need for the past 10 years. It is a team of real estate professionals with a proven track record.
Hi, if you're looking for a fresh start and keep your home, or if you're looking for the best value in a new home in Las Vegas, please call us now.
048 Realty, a local company you can lean on in bad or good times.